We've got some basic percent of increase or decrease problems here, so let's make sure we answer the whole question. A couple of things to note is that be sure we mark whether it's an increase or a decrease, and also note that we have to round it to the nearest whole percent. So let's make sure we do all that. If we start with the original over new, so we can use our percent proportion, but we want to use the one that deals with percent of change. So we've got the difference over the original, and that equals the percent over 100. Let's start with, well, did this increase or decrease? Well, this one went from 21 down to 10, so it's a decrease. I don't know what's wrong with my pen. And this one here went from 11 up to 25. It's an increase. Be sure that you label those. Okay, and now we'll take and fit those into our proportion here. So on the left, I'll take the original and the new. We got to find out what the difference is, so we'll do 21.2 minus 10.8. And that gives me a difference of 10.4. On the other side, I'll do the same thing because I can do both of these at the same time. I'll take 25 minus 11. 25 minus 10 is 15, minus 1 more is 14. So my difference there is 14. Going back to the left, I'll take that 10.4, that's my difference. I'll put it over my original price. It says the original was 21.2. And that equals a percent over 100. I'll go ahead and finish this problem out. I'll do 10.4 times 100. That's going to be 1040. I moved the decimal 2 places because there's 2 zeros. And then I'll divide that by 21.2 on my calculator. When I do that, I get a percentage of 49.05. So this is a 49% increase. Or I'm sorry, a decrease. Almost got that wrong. Let's look at the other side. Again, my difference was 14. So I'll take that 14. I'll put it over the original, which was 11 feet. And that'll equal my percent, which I don't know, over 100. I'll cross multiply 14 times 100. I get 1400 divided by 11. I'll use the calculator again. When I do that, I get 127.27 repeating. So my answer is 127.27. That's just 127%. Think about what that means. 100% means it would go up by one of these groups. So it would be up to 22. So it makes sense that we're at 25 if we go up 127%. So that's an increase. Let's look at this word problem here. Whatever that name is, Bang, is shopping for a car. The cost of a new car is $15,500. Oh, it's cheap. And that's 25% more than the cost of a used car. Now, I want to show you something different. We got this today working with the ALEX program, and it's a different way to think about that. And what I want you to think about is that if we write down that price, $15,500, and if we think of the used car price as being Well, the total of the used car price would be 100% of the used car price, right?
Hey guys, dinner, come on.
Now, this car that she purchased, or he, I'm not sure what that is 25% more. So couldn't we think of this as being 125% of the cost of a used car? So 15,500 is 125% of the cost of a used car, which we don't know. We'll call it C. So we'll say 15,500 equals 12.5%. I'm sorry, not 12.5, 125% over 100, always over 100 because it's a percent of the cost of the used car. If I cross multiply 15,500 times 100, I'll add two more zeros, 15,500 with two more zeros, and if I divide that by 125, using a calculator, I get an answer of $12,400. And I look at that and say, okay, that's less than the cost of a new car, because the new one was 15,500. Is it 25%? What's a fourth of 15,500? Now, if I think of that as 16,000, a fourth of it would be 4,000. Is 1,200 4,000 less than 1,500? Yeah, I think it's right about there. That's a pretty good answer. I'm happy with it. Let's talk about again one more time what I did there. Let's talk about where this 125 came from. I thought about the 100% being the total cost, all of the cost of a used car. And this car, we said, was 25% more. So we took the 25% and added it to the 100%, and we ended up with 125% of the cost of the used car. We set up the proportion for percents, and we solved, and then we checked the reasonableness of our answer to make sure it made sense.